What's going on, everyone, and welcome back with Dracon. Today, we're going to go over a booster brick that I at first said before. Look, I know I said originally I was not intrigued by the Mawangi Expanse that much. It seemed okay, didn't wow me. But you know what? They got me. They finally got me to be interested when they gave me a price point where I was like, dang. For that price, I'd have to open a brick at least to see what we're dealing with. I mean, look, there were a couple things on here that interested me, but I was like, man, where the prices have been going with these booster bricks lately, would it be worth my time? Well, for this price tag that I did get on Amazon, unfortunately for game stores, never bought one from there because a lot of game stores around me, they're disappearing, and Amazon may be killing them, but I can't bring them back, unfortunately. However, now I actually got this from Amazon or actually, it was really surprising. It was only like $49.99 on Amazon. And I was like, wow, for a whole brick of miniatures? There are some I'm interested in, so they're worth the effort. So I thought, why not? And we'll see if they're just as good as I thought of the premiums, because I did like the premium minis. So we'll go with these. I mean, now I might have to get the tree beer or the giant tree man one just to kind of, do that. So let's pause this out and jump back in after I get all the time taking all this really irritating, annoying plastic, which I save you all the trouble of listening to. Okay, so first up, we have number 30 of 42, the Lioness. Now, as far as pure just beasts go, I gotta say I'm actually not too bad about getting one of these. I did kind of was hoping to get the Lioness. I knew it was going to happen at one point, so I was kind of like wanting it. Didn't really worry. I knew it was going to get there one way or the other. I mean, it's pretty good looking. It's a very nice sculpt, and I got to give credit to Pathfinder. They've really been bumping up their quality. Like, that is a good-looking lion miniature. I mean, let's take a look at where they came from. So here's a quick side-by-side with one of the older miniatures, I believe from the Jungle of Despair or whatever. I think that's the proper name for it. And as you can see, we have a lion here, and this male lion is kind of sad looking. I mean, that's where Pathfinder was. Look where they are today. That one on the left, you could easily say, oh, that must be from, Wizards of the Coast. Well, no, it's from Pathfinder, and it looks just as good. And, I mean, as a matter of fact, we're going to compare it to some of the Wizards of the Coast lions of the past, and even some Reaper bones. And I'll even do it to one of the newer lions from the Magic the Gathering. So let's take a look. Here she is next to some Reaper Bones lions, the male and female model. They were I quick painted them just because they are lions. They're very simple creatures. But you can see she easily looks better, and actually, in sadness, both of these look better than the old lion. But let's do Wizard of the Coast next, though. So here she is next to the Waterdeep's lion, which was very common and is not a very expensive miniature if you buy them from, say, Miniature Market, because, people are trying to get rid of these all the time. They got tons of duplicates of these things. I have two of them. I painted one in my time buying Waterdeep. You guys can all check that video out if you want as well. It's one of my older ones, so yeah. But anyway, it is kind of sad, though, like how this defeats it. Granted, the old WizKids lion is less comparable to the newer stuff they've been really bumping out as well. Both companies have really improved their painting and their miniature molds, and I'm going to prove that by now doing this with the Fleece Mane Lion. They actually have the card of this. So this is from the MTG set, and I'm actually glad I got this lion, because as you can see, he's just such a huge lion, and with her next to him, she easily looks like she could come from the same pride as him. They look very similar. She's a little darker, but he is like a more gray mane lion, which does make him look like he's brighter than he actually is, that kind of illusion. And it works. See, this is a sign that both of these companies, WizKids and Pathfinder, Wizards of the WotC, Wizards of the Coast, they've been really bumping up their quality, which is good. So we're getting more quality for our buck. I do just hope they don't keep doing this whole, let's increase the buck, but not the bang for the buck, so it's offset. We've seen this a lot of people saying, oh, this will probably be the last set I review. And I mean, trust me, I get it. I buy them myself too. They're getting a little on the expensive side. But I'm hoping WizKids, and I'm hoping, Pathfinder's kind of good at it. They're a little bit cheaper as a normality, but it's nice to know they can make just as good quality, and for the price, I mean, man, they're really competing here. I'm hoping, WotC will take notice and kind of tone it down a bit, because they got to realize, better to make multiple 20s than to make that 100, Simple analogy for business, but okay. But as you can see, though, very nice lion. Before I get too far off topic. You know me, I might gab a little too long. But as you can see, though, very nice looking miniature. I would definitely say very good first pull, like the first big creature of the set. I think they only go up to large size creatures. Now, I am still holding out hopes for Karina and, sorry, I just don't remember the names, the Jungle Drake, as well as the Nadi, which I believe is supposed to be Anansi from the old lore that this is obviously inspired by. Kind of hope I get that spider. It looks pretty cool. Be useful as a interesting NPC for a campaign I have coming up for our group for the Dice and Dummies. Do check us out, guys. We are currently in Season 3. Whether we're close to the end, I don't know. My DM won't tell me. That is currently my bro, Skyrilla or Joel. He's doing that at the moment, so do check us out for that. If you guys want to get a hold of it, we do actually live stream on Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, depending on, scheduling, conflicting, and stuff. And we usually start around like 7, 8 o'clock, and we go for about like an hour or two. And if you guys want to tune in, do it. If you want to get, I'll probably put a link in the description of the video. That way you guys could tune in if you want. Check out the description, write it down. Friday comes along, you want to just listen in, and even if you want to throw ideas, guys, join the stream. You can shoot ideas while we're going, and we'll actually take a moment to probably answer them if you got good questions or ideas. Or if you even just want to say, hi guys, or that person's my new favorite. Whatever. Sorry I'm getting off topic. I know. I'm throwing stuff in. I don't need to. But let's get to the next mini from this box, from the first of 8. And next up, we have 11 out of 42. And now, if I say this name incorrectly, my apologies. I'm not fluent in this language. The Mawangi dialect for Pathfinder. This is the Sengor Priest. Hoping I said that right. And actually, I gotta say, I kind of like him. He's simplistic. I like the hat. I like the cane. Or shepherd's hook? I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like a shepherd's hook. Little wrap and a little hook at the end there. I mean, it could be his priest. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. With him being a priest, you could easily use this as a cleric mini. You could use this as a cool NPC who, runs the village because maybe he's in charge. He's got a little bit of a nice flow going there. His clothing looks nice. But at the same time, I could easily see this guy being an NPC who travels with a group. And maybe the group has him be like the wise man, because these guys are usually pretty wise and intelligent with their clerical magic to heal and help people. So pretty nice miniature. I got to say, that's a nice looking mini. And I got to admit, I'm starting to hate myself for not getting these guys sooner, but I'm loving the price. If you guys didn't know about the price in the earlier in the video, I'm liking the price, though, I'm getting for these. This was definitely some bang for the buck. Okay, let's get to the next mini of this first box. Okay, so here we have number 17 out of 42, Anadi the Hunter humanoid form. Now, this is something that I didn't know. I haven't really watched any videos on it, but this is Anadi in a humanoid form. Yes, he does have a little bendy figure or mini syndrome. You can see with his legs kind of warping him farther back. But it's interesting. I kind of wish that even though he was in a humanoid form, he had another set of arms or even 3 sets of arms to represent the multi-legs of a spider. I do see a little bit of it in the sculpt. It's really hard to tell unless I get you really close up, and we're not going to do that because it'll probably blow out on the camera. But it's a pretty good looking mini. He's pretty cool looking. I guess if someone wanted to play a Thrycreen or maybe some type of insectoid race and they wanted to use a Nadi here, or use him as a really cool NPC / enemy boss. This is pretty cool. I didn't know a Nadi came in different forms. So really cool. Nice, definitely good work on him. He's got a lot of details going on, so it makes him look really nice. So here is the Vidrian Revolutionary, 13 out of 42. Now, this one's pretty cool and pretty nice. I gotta admit, she's got a simple design, but it works. She's got her little pick or spade. I'm not really sure what kind of tool that is in her hand. I didn't take a look at it all that much. But, she's got that ready to go. She's got a cool eye patch, which I think is kind of nice. She's not a pirate, but with it, she could work for that. You could use her multi-using that way. Maybe she's on a pirate ship. If you wanted to use her, she looks like she could play that part as well as be this revolutionary. I don't know what's going on in the Mawangi lore. I haven't read it. But we do have some nice looking models. And this is a pretty good one. She's got nice clothing. Could even use her for an NPC that gives your group a revenge mission or something. Get revenge for the eye, or, or you could just have her play a character in the group where someone's like, hey, do you have a character with an eye patch? Boom, here's a mini for it. Saves me the trouble of less I got to print, less I got to prep, clean, and paint and get it ready for the tabletop in the week. Anyway, very nice. So let's get to box number 2. So here we have the Arboreal Warden, 26 of 42. Now this is one I actually had seen. I had watched a little in the Mawangi before. I remember I watched a little bit of it. But that's a nice looking tree man. Now, granted, do tree folk normally get this small being large class? When I did do one on the Whiz Kids children's one where, where all the players are kids, with all the friendly looking monsters like that purple dragon, the tree folk guy. This is what I'm looking for too, because to build on that civilization of not just like giant tree people, we have like, the tree wardens. This guy being kind of something like a warrior for the people. He defends the larger tree people that are older and more ancient. It's kind of like the idea of dragons. This is a younger tree folk. And he's smaller so that he is quicker to move. And I like his kind of more aggressive look. I love the built-in shield on his arm there. And it kind of looks like it has a face on the arm. I don't know if I'm overlooking into it, but I love the sort of like the face and this sort of rough and grumble design. I love the tree sword coming out of the hand. I think that's a tree sword he grew, but if not, that's still really cool. This is a great mini. I forgot this guy was in the set, and this is an awesome pull. Very nice, Whiz Kids, and man, he was painted really well. He's got a little bit of a sheen to him for a tree, but hey, you know what? It looks good. I'm thinking success on that one, guys. Very well done. I have to give that a good little clap there, and I would clap, but I don't want to mess up my mic. So anyway, moving on to the smaller creatures that came in the box with him. Okay, continuing with the ones I'm liking. Here's 18 of 42, the Copper Man. Now, as you can see, he's got a strange hook sword. It's kind of giving me the, if anyone remembers this, if they're young, old enough. I know I feel old saying this. The Avatar back when it came out, and you had that jet character with the hook sword. It kind of gives me that vibe going, which is cool. But I like this Copper Man. Not only is this a Warforge-esque, or you could use for an automaton or golem or creation creature, it's copper. We don't get a lot of copper-esque creatures. We had copper dragons and stuff like that, but this is a Copper Man, so we can have like a cool automaton. So say someone in your party wants to be a Warforge, and you're like, I don't want to be like a silver Warforge. I want to be like a different color. You can go, hey, I got a Copper Mini here. You could use him, and that could be your color. And the person might go, that's not a silver metal man, but I like it because it's different, unique. And like, I love his stance. His paint job is very good. He's even got nice sheen from light hitting him, as you can see. And honestly, dang. Maybe not a ton of like details. Maybe I think a little bit more like paint in the edge work of him to help kind of boost where edges are. Because he looks so kind of pristine. I think a little bit more would look better so he is some type of warrior. But really cool. I really do like it. I dig this one. So here we have number 34 out of 42. The Black Heron. Now, this one's pretty cool. I like its design. It gives me not like a priest in the normal sense. It gives me like a tribal priest. So if your group has to deal with a tribal-esque people in the game, this would be a cool character to stand in for that. Now, I know it's like, but that's not how the lore in Mawangi might go. Like I said, I don't know the lore that well, and plus, I kind of go for generalists, like D&D usage. Pathfinder, since it's kind of really the same thing, works out just the same. But like I'm saying, though, I would say this would be a great cultist mini as well. Maybe your group comes across a group of Kenkus who worship this guy as the speaker for the the great crow lady. Even though she kind of took their wings, he's like the one they talk to speak to her and say like, oh, I'm sorry for our species transgressions. Please forgive us and give back our ability to fly and et cetera, et cetera. And, this guy could be like, I will give her your word. And maybe it turns out he's not even a crow man. He's just a human who takes their shiny trinkets they love to gather. And he's like, oh, man, I'm getting rich off these guys, these rubes. But, it's a cool character that could lead different venues. Maybe he's in charge of like a high-end religion in a town, and he just wears these feathery garbs because they do look quite fanciful, and the outfit does look nice. So maybe he's just a high-end man, something like that. Maybe he's the town chief, and this is the ceremonial garb. Maybe they live on a mountain, so they are like the people of the Great Rock. So lots of different options. You could use them for a lot of cool stuff, which I always love versatility in my minis. And His sculpt, paint job, all that, pretty clean and well applied. Goodness gracious, Pathfinder. You guys really have stepped up, and I do love it. Here we have number 10 of 42, the Rombo. Now, I don't know if I'm saying it right, if it's Rompo or Rompo. I don't know if there's any emphasis. But to me, this looks like just kind of a monkey creature. It looks like a monkeyish cat creature. Like the head's kind of cat-like, but the body is very primate. Like, so I don't know what a Rompo is. I would probably use this for a monkey miniature. Maybe someone has a monkey familiar, or these things are just known as notorious tricksters that steal things from you in the woods like real monkeys can do. I mean, honestly, I'll probably be using it kind of like a lemur-esque monkey, so I'll use it for like an old world monkey. Smart, but yeah, at the same time, it ain't going to be whipping no spells out or anything like that. I don't know if there are people or not, but it's pretty cool looking. Nice, simple beast, all I can really say about it. Paint job's pretty simple, but you know, like, again, simple creature. I like it. Straightforward, adds more to my to the wildlife, or my wild beasts box that I like to carry for wildlife encounters or surprise things that can throw you off. But let's get to the next miniatures, shall we? Because we're going on to box number 3. So here we have the Agimuksa running. Now, if I said that wrong, my bad. This is number 31 out of 42. And I gotta say, very simplistic miniature, but also, you know what, very useful. We're always looking for I always like to look for those weird creatures that have unusual quirks sometimes, and this guy's got it. He does look like a simple man. Very simple, very big man. But I do find it interesting how there's only an eye on one foot. I don't know the lore of this dude with the 1 foot eye thing. I mean, I feel like putting your eyes on your feet and running like this would be very painful when that eye hits the ground. I mean, it's also very interesting too. They like have no sockets for the eye, nothing on the face. Like it's just flat. So it gives that nice uncanny feeling, or uncanny valley feeling that it's like a person, but it's not. Especially when it's going to raise its 1 foot up to look at you and then like probably kick you or something or grab you. It's a little unusual. And man, they made him like reflect light. Holy crap, he almost looks like he's metal. Really nice mini though, I gotta say. Even though I don't 100% know what it is, maybe I'm gonna have to do some lore digging on this bad boy, just so I can really get a good word or way of how I use him in a campaign or how he could be used. Gotta say, not bad. Very simplistic mini, but not bad. Here we have number 19 of 42, the Galoma, I believe is the correct way to say it. Now, like I said, if I don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and throw in the comments down below what it actually is if you want to correct me. I'm fine with learning new stuff. So this is what I like to think is some type of weird horse-headed being, because it kind of has like a horse-ish feel. Maybe it's jackalish. I'm not sure. Like the face just says horse. The feet, though, don't scream hooves, but he does have like a curvature in the legs that throws it off. I kind of like the uncanny animal-human hybrid we're getting here. It's very cool, like dark monster too. Maybe I could use this for like a shadow being. And maybe, or it's like a messenger in the dark and their multiple eyes are just so they can see better in the dark or something. Or maybe like those eyes allow them to see into the past, present, future, and the what could be. Like, what do you mean? It's like stuff that is not written in stone. Like, so maybe the future eyes see, bam, direct future. These ones, multiple possibilities. Now, obviously I'm just throwing something really quick out there as an idea, but pretty nice miniature. It's really well done. I like the little golden accents on there, and then I love the green eyes versus on the black skin. Has a nice pop texture to make your focus kind of go to the eyes, which works really well. So it's a very nice model. Very nice. Next, though, here we have 12 out of 42, the Umasi. Now, I don't know what that is, but to me, it looks like a shape changer. I would probably keep this as a more jungled variety shapeshifter. Which they are things. Shifters are creatures in D&D's world. We did see these back in like some of the older box sets that I've reviewed. And some of the shifters were very simple. Like I believe the one shifter guy was very well clothed. His face was just half and half. This one, we definitely are seeing like one half turning into another half. Or maybe it's an amalgamation creature. It's got possibility, and I do like that. I appreciate that in a model that we're getting some variety and, you know, versatility. So it's not just a straight this, you're done. Granted, I do like some models that are straight that and you're done, but we don't need 6,000 of them. So something that can be used for something different, whether it's like an in-between of a shifter. Or maybe it's a doppelganger's in between. You could use it for that. Like it's the doppelganger shifting, something like that. Options, baby. That's what I like. Like them options. Here we have the Matangi Orc. Like I said, if I'm saying it wrong, my bad. Forgive me. But, you know, I'm actually not hating the idea of getting some orcs that have different looks to them. Because I like her look. She screams that she's different than a normal human because she's pretty big on her model base too. And orc women are big. She's definitely got it. She's wielding some big old chunky swords there. I love her design dress. She would look really good for a female orc character in a group. So, like, that's cool, too. There aren't a lot of good female orc models out there that are more on the, as she is, like, more of the beautiful sculpts. There's a lot more on the grumpy, big fang side. This could work great also for a half orc that just doesn't have tusks. I mean, we've even seen this in movies like Warcraft, where Garona has those, like, shorter tusks, and they're not as big. Well, why not this be a half? You could use this for a good female half-orc model, and your character could blend in more in society, just being like what some people might think is a greenish elf. You know, they don't know. Sometimes people see new things. I also like the little bit of line paint on the face. It's very simple, but it goes great with her clothing. Like, it works with her clothes. She still has an aggressive feel like the orc. So it works out pretty well. It doesn't break the orc aesthetic, which I do like. So here we have number 27 out of 42, the grizzly bear. Now, look, I said this in Waterdeep. I'm going to say it again. Whiz kids, calm down on the bears, okay? Granted, this is Pathfinder's bear, and don't get me wrong, it's a good-looking bear. Better than the Waterdeep grizzly bear. Wholeheartedly, this wins. I'm sorry. The grizzly bear from Waterdeep can get slapped down and dunked and drowned in the river that it came from, because this grizzly bear looks pretty nice. It's got some good detail. We got a nice, cool roaring upward pose, and it looks good. I mean, it's nice, but do we need a bear for a set based in Africa? And they don't have grizzly bears. Like, I mean, I could be wrong with Pathfinder and this if it's based on African lore. I mean, I thought it was because, you know, Anadi there looks like Anansi as its like inspiration. I could be wrong. But, you know, I'm really not certain why they chose a grizzly bear. They could have gone with something cool, like something based on the Nandi bear from African lore. That would have been kind of cool. Seeing like a crazy mutant sort of hybridish bear where it's got like some parts this, weird legs though, but it's like, oh, really cool. I think that would have been better than a grizzly bear. Like I said, don't hate. It's a good bear. I mean, bears are good. But I would have preferred a unique type of bear than just a standard grizzly. Especially because grizzlies, scream your natural temperate or pine forest areas and your tundra areas. Not so much the savannas and stuff. It doesn't scream that. But it's a good bear. So let's move on. Okay, we got our first duplicate. Really was loving how I haven't had these very often, but we got a second Rompo. It's in better shape. Like, it's got less mold line than the other one, so it's a little nicer. But I guess, you know, it's not the end of the world. I could use a couple Rompos. You know, if you're getting attacked by them, they probably come in pairs at least, or a little troop. So, pretty useful, I guess. Sad that I got a dupe. Here we have number 25 out of 42, the Akujai Ranger. If I said that wrong, my bad. I do like her sculpt. Pretty good, pretty simple. You can see she's not too badly armored up. She's got what looks to be a nice bow, some good arrows. She's got a quiver there. Her face can get a little bit muddied because they should have gone with a lighter hairstyle on her. I think a little bit of some color on her hair, or maybe a different complexion to go against the hair. It's a little too matchy because it kind of muddies it when they hit it with a little wash. I can definitely tell from a painting perspective. I like the orange cape because I love the various different clashing colors, like orange and green. Normally you don't see that. Orange being more of an autumn type thing, you know, that leaves are falling look, with the green of like spring because it's got that light green, so it's like fresh. Very unusual, but I don't hate it, and as you can see with that hair though, I wish the hair just had something, an ornament, something to help break it off from the face a little, because from a quick glance, kind of blends. But nitpicks from me being an artist aside, very nice model, and it's nice to get another human ranger class creature. Sorry, technically humans are creatures in the game. We are considered creatures, guys. Get over it. But it's funny. You're not as cool as us dragons. Oh, I'm getting off topic. But anyway, Do like it. Very nice. And let's get to the last one of this specific box. And here we have number 4 of our 4th box, the Bloodseeker. And I gotta say, really, guys, this is a Sturge. Now, I know, like, I give them credit. They called it something kind of nice, the Bloodseeker, but we've seen that title used in so many things. But a Sturge. This is really just a Sturge. But I don't hate it because it's an orange Sturge, so it's not your typical red little Sturge that comes at you in, like, their groups. It's a cool little orange Sturge. You know, honestly, probably with me, the way I am, I'd just throw them up with a regular Sturge on the board and get, my Sturge numbers for a swarm out. Honestly, this wouldn't be a bad miniature to get some dupes of because you definitely usually get attacked by groups of Sturges. Or you could use this for the rare desert Sturge. That is a little bit more of a loner type, and it comes out of the desert for opportune, quick feeds, and then back under the sand where it can hide from its enemies so as not to die. Because if we do remember in the lore of D&D in the past, there were different breeds of Sturges that did different things. But, I gotta say, very nice model, very nice. And now, on to box number 5. Here we have the big boy of the box, the Asani Bosun, number 42 of 42. And I gotta say, I kind of like this creature. Not only does it work for this set, but it also could work for another set. If we all remember the Curse of Strahd set or Ravenloft, this would work for that set as an evil tree-dwelling variant of the Lycanthrope. This could be like its more evolutioned form where it's got these sloth-like claws for grabbing and grasping, but great for slashing you apart with these terrifying teeth and these sort of monkey-like proportions, giving it a very good ability. Now, is this miniature perfect? Honestly, for what it could have been, yeah, actually, I think it couldn't be any better. I love the tree climbing aspect. I love the wrapping the claws around the tree to climb. I love the creepy tree because it not only could work for like a dark woods, it could work for an evil creepy woods where every tree is dead or something like that. So really nice. I do like it. I actually forgot this creature was in the set, and man, not disappointed to get one. Really cool. This is more of the stuff I want to see more than just grizzly bears. So here we have an interesting variant, the Ant Knoll, 3 of 42. Now, I'm assuming that's a hyena face, but it kind of screams lemur to me. But do I hate it? Compared to your normal gnoll, big, aggressive, snarling, savage creature. This one, clothed, caped, carries a shield and spear, way more groomed. Honestly, I don't hate it. Even though it has more of a lemur-esque appearance, I could easily put this in my gnoll forces, as maybe this is just their clever little guy who just kind of has the ability to sorry, my camera's adjusting quick. There we go. But maybe this is your guy that just has that rare ability to lead the gnolls, or maybe he does the finesse work. Maybe this is the one that goes like into the town and lays traps while then leaving with its cloak up to try and be like, oh no, I'm just a traveling gnome, something small or a halfling, and then it leaves and like it doesn't speak well, but it's like, oh, just enough to get out of town and not get run out or killed, so I can report back to the head gnoll in charge and do stuff. I mean, it's really cool. And based on its design, it actually goes well with a gnoll that I got from a different set. Let me set that out so we can see it next to it. And here is the Lacruta from the Pathfinder set I got a while back. I did do a video on that one as well, if you guys want to go check it out. And you can see that it kind of works with its white and black body type with the white and black body type of the Pathfinder Lacruta, which I did actually say I like more than D&D's Lacruta, because D&D's Lacruta looks more like a bulldog monster. This actually looks like a hyena morphed with demonic-esque features, which works cooler. In my opinion, I actually use this as like a lead Lacruta. Like, he's actually higher ranked than the other Lacrutas, because people don't realize Lacrutas usually run the gnoll packs. And they have like a leader riding on their back, but that guy is really kind of a, shoot this guy, not me, type thing. I give Lacrutas credit for coming up with that interesting strategy. And maybe this would be the little ant gnoll that rides on his back. Small, slightly looks dignified, an easy target. So when he gets croaked, the Lacruta goes, oh, dang, there goes my smoke screen. Guess I gotta, show them that I'm the boss now. But let's move on. So here we have the Kishi, 7 of 42. Now this is the legend creature, I believe, that is the man face with the hyena back head. And I think if I remember correctly, if you see the hyena back head, it has to kill you, so then it eats you. And honestly, what would I use this Kishi here for? You know what? If I had to use him for something, I'd actually use him as a Knoll spy. Maybe this is a guy who's been touched by the darkness of the Knolls, so he, when the head comes out, he's in his aggressive, ready to fight amongst his Knoll brothers. Like, this is converted, and they keep Kishis around as, like, they're the infiltrators. They go into a city with their more human-esque look, get people to do something, or have them get bitten to become more Kishis. Like, maybe it's a plague, so they can turn whole towns, or at least make a bunch of units, so it's like, hey, half the town's turned. Is it time to kill my Knoll brothers? And they go in and murk everybody. Now the Kishis jump out from their disguise, they start killing and ripping people apart, turning it into a slaughter, and increasing the numbers for their Knoll war bands. But maybe the Kishi, though, they're lower tier. They're not as high as true Knolls. Even like Ant Knolls are above them, because even though they are small Knolls, these guys, maybe they're like the bosses. Like in the Ant Knolls are a little under the normal Knoll. Who knows how the power structure you want to set up works. But I like it. I do like this idea. It's a pretty nice mini and really well done. It was well done. I mean, I would have liked a little bit more of like morph into the head on the back. Like a little bit more of that morph effect. But it's good for what it is. And here we have a Nadi. Spider form, 15 of 45. And I actually was really looking forward to him because I wanted the Anati Fit Mini. He's pretty cool. He's a nice, cool, medium, big spider with like a little shroud there. I love his coloration and his little fan back. It really looks nice. I think as far as a spider sculpt goes, this one's pretty cool. On top of that, you could easily use this as like an intelligent spider or just a very unique NPC. So really well done there, Pathfinder. I really like it. And I'm actually glad I got the Anati, not only its spider form, but also its humanoid form, which I didn't even know there was. So really, really cool. I gotta say, really well done. So here you have the Aigamuksa in an alternate version. This is the handstand version, number 32 out of 42. This one shows the feature that I did notice with the other one, because they're supposed to be the same thing, but just different versions. Why does this one have a foot on both feet, or an eye on both feet? Sorry. But why is the other one only had one on the front foot? I get they were trying to like maybe go, oh, focus on the front half, but this one also shows more of how this thing might move on a normality basis. Look, I get running on your hands isn't going to be as fast as running on your feet. But this one kind of works because it's just this dude with his handstand, but the handstand is more unique to me than the running pose. So I actually like this pose a little more. It shows more of like how this creature would actually stand up to speak to you, how it would normally want to converse. And that also makes you wonder if that's how it's supposed to sit. Is it running upside down when its eyes open to quickly see as it's running? Like, it's very unique, and I give him credit. It's very creepy because the face on the human part that's sticking down there is a little bit more detailed. So, dang. I mean, it's simple creature, obviously ideal, but dang, it really works and really gives me a kind of creep feeling to it. Very nice, Pathfinder, very nice. Here we have Shozenbei. I don't know if that's a name or a type of warrior class, but he's number 38 out of 42. I do love his spear there. He's got the big old spear, little shield. Nice furred clothing sort of look going on there. I like him. Pretty simple guy. Pretty simple dude. I would probably use him as a ranger. Maybe a fighter class with spear being your style of combat, like spear and shield. I wouldn't say barbarian because he's got like armored on his leggings there. And some armored like, what do you call those? Some bracers, stuff like that. Like, he's pretty simple. He's a good tribal warrior look. I like it. It's coming across very well with this guy. And I gotta say, sculpt is pretty nice. Little bendy weapon in the spear there, but nothing I can't fix with a little heat gun or with some hot water. Or some boiling water. Let's move on to the next mini from the box, number 6. No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. This dude has a strange little tiny head on his little body. He is a small class creature, probably the same size as your gnoll or gnomes, probably taller, but still. Has a big knife in his hand that for him is a sword. Little loincloth there, or a little bit of a leafy loincloth. But his head, it looks like a creature skull head. Kind of creepy. This Aloko. I don't know what the lore is on the Aloko, but, And trust me, I had to look at it a couple times where I was like, huh, what isn't a loco? But this is their number 14 out of 40. They went with a tiny little loco man. I would probably use this as some, like, even another... It looks like a dino head in a way, but then at the same time when I look up close, it kind of looks like a mammalian head. Maybe you could use this for... I'm trying to think, what could I use this for? I mean, maybe it could be like a tribal being or something that's more along the lines of like... I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know what this one will be. If you have an idea of what I could use in a loco for, other than their Pathfinder version, or if you want to tell me what they do in Pathfinder, go for it in the comments. I'm willing to listen, because this thing is just... I hit a brick wall with this one. Like, my brain saw it, but just doesn't know what to do with it. I'm open to suggestions, but I will eventually think of something later when I have time to think on it. But let's move on. So it looks like we're getting all the forms of the Anati. Here's Anati Elder, spider form, number 2 out of 42, so almost the first in the set. And this one I like more than the other Anati. Don't get me wrong, I like the Anati with the string or the rope, but this Anati, the reason why I like him more, he looks more like a standard spider. Why do I like this? Well, I am coming up with a campaign that has people like with beast bonded creatures. This could be a really cool bonded friend. A giant spider bond. And it's, you know, medium size. It can carry stuff. It can be a combatant that maybe instead, because it looks more like a jumping spider, it like leaps on top of medium creatures and can actually like grapple them and hold them down for their masters to finish them quickly. Maybe it has, and it could have the ability to make a spider line for your group. So like it could leave a line of silk up the wall or something you need to get away from. And being a sticky silk rope, maybe the group would have advantage on this. Like, it doesn't hold as hard as old spider silk, so it's not like instantly you're never letting go again. Maybe it's a little harder, stickier, like as if you're holding onto some seriously sticky tape. Not duct tape, because, you know, that kind of hurts when you rip it off, but, you know. So, like, that way your group has a higher chance. Like, so, oh, man, I only rolled a 7. Is that going to work? Well, you're in luck. This thing actually has a success rate of 5 is all you got to be. And it's like, oh, well, dang, I get to luckily pull this off and not fall to my death or look like a complete clown in front of the group. So it has its purpose. Plus, I just like this little white spider with the pack. I love little pack critters like this. He's definitely going to go in my companions thing, even though he's supposed to be a character. But I really like him. Really cool. Okay, so right near the end, we get the ones we're looking for. So we got Karina, number 29 of 42. And I got to say, seeing it in person is really nice. I like this miniature. I love her little spell effect there to help make her stable. But at the same time, it just adds more. At least I think that's a spell effect. Could be an aerial effect. I don't know. Now, I don't know if the Karina is supposed to be like a named character, but I would use her as like a unique, intelligent being. Sort of like the ogre equivalency of the owl folk, but more that she's an intelligent, wise race that use their intelligence to help those who show them respect and kindness. So like, you know, but if you insult them, then they're quick to, you know, kill you with their sharp claws and eat you and turn you into a pellet. If this is, I don't know what the lore is she's based on, but I kind of like the taking off form there with a little bit of wings there. It's not super outspread, but it has a unique look. And I do like the great horned owl-like-esque sort of look bits coming off there. They work really well with the symmetry of the miniature, which is really, or the asymmetrical / symmetrical, however you want to see it, way it looks. I do love that it's like a classic owl color. We didn't get like some pink owl or something like that. So really nice. Very, very nice. I'm glad, because this is one of the miniatures I really wanted in this set. Really nice. So here we have the Kava Stalker 2042. This is what I like to call the lemur with a weapon. It's really just a lemur with a weapon. I mean, look at it. It's the size of a man, so it's very big. It's got a little bit of a sort of less lemur-esque face. The snout's a little too long. So it's more like a lemur dog or lemur cat, but it has opposable front hands, probably opposable toes, and a grasping tail. All could be holding this sickle that it likes to carry in this situation, and I kind of like it. It's a simple creature, but it gets the job done. So that's really what matters. It gets the job done. It's a cool creature. It's unique. could use it as another familiar or something along those lines. Now, do I wish it had something different? I mean, if it's supposed to be a race, I wish it had something to kind of make it a little more humanoid or a little bit more of a humanish stance. I get, based on its body type and spinature, it's not going to be standing upright because of the short legs and long front arms. But for like a cool monkey dog assassin thing, not bad. Not bad at all. Very, very nice there, Pathfinder. Very nice. Did get our second duplicate in the box. We've had 2 dupes so far, but once again, not for a bad creature. It's for the Bloodseeker. I'm fine with getting another one of those. Adds more to my Sturges, because I do need more Sturges. Okay, I'm probably going to butcher this one, but here's the Chareya or Ka Warrior. Chareyu Ka Warrior, I think is how that is. I could be wrong. Number 5 of 42. Now, what do I see when I look at this? It kind of looks like a monkey man. He's got long hair coming down the sides, it looks like. With that face right there, he's screaming upward while holding a sickle and a rope. Or a lasso or something. And he's not that big. He is medium, but he's pretty small. So I was thinking he was kind of reminding me of a Chewbacca in clothes and a little less fur on the body, but way too small for that. And honestly, he's just creepy. I'd probably use him as an evil thief character that your group could fight, but maybe when they get close, he screams at him with that monkey face, and they're like, oh, God! And it throws him off, so that way he gets away. And, like, you know, because it's like maybe he has a really high constitution to look past that and continue attacking and not be in startled shock of like, whoa, what is that? But, I mean, it's not much to say. He's very simple clothing, simple weapons, simple stance. But he's not too bad. I could use him for something like a savage man or something like that. Maybe he's a cursed being. So, yeah, not bad. Very not bad at all. Let's get to the final box, shall we? Hopes for the Drake. I do want that Drake. Okay, now look, normally I go with the big guy of the box off first, but we're going to say that one at the end because it's really cool. This is number 6 to 42, the Kinana. Now, this looks like a named person. As you can see, though, she does have an effect. She's basically an effect and normal mini. She's got like a weird, wispy, ethereal thing going on, her direct half. And then she's got a human on the other. So I'm not sure if like she's supposed to be a mid-change or if that's her actual affliction. Like, is that her normal look? Does she naturally have half-body person and half-body ethereal, white, vapor-esque being? Because don't get me wrong, it's pretty unique, but that straight cut, the fact it's such a perfectly clean line, something about that just throws me. It makes me more unnerved than it does making me happy that it's perfectly symmetrical line. But not bad. Very nice mini and a very nice, I guess, named character. So pretty cool. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a race type. Maybe that's what they are. I don't know. Throw in the comments down below, guys. I'm willing to listen. But let's move on. And like I said, we're saving the big creature for the end here, so stay tuned for that. Here we have number 1 of the set, the Biloko. Now, as you can guess, this looks just like the other one, which was the Iloko, which I don't know what these things are. Granted, if you do, throw in the one down below. Now, this one looks better than the Iloko, because the Biloko here has a bigger head, and I can see it better, and it looks better for a savage, small, pygmy-esque race. It works better. Honestly, I like this guy more than the Iloko. I wouldn't mind getting 2 of him because he's got a more useful head. I don't know if it's a hyena-esque head because it's really hard to see the details on it, but it's a savage creature nonetheless, and I could easily see this being used as a minion monster by gnolls or other beings because of the savagery look. So really cool. I would love more lore. Maybe I'll have to look them up myself, but if you guys want to comment down below, please do. So here we have a unique race that isn't a human, the Taralu Dwarf. Now we get to see what the dwarfs of this land look like, and I gotta say, pretty unique. I didn't think they'd all turn to purple hair wielding dwarves either. Man, I feel if you put this dwarf with their kin from like, you know, the Deep Darks or, you know, over there, they're gonna go like, they're gonna be like purple. What kind of hair color is purple? Like, so weird. But she does fit the bill. She's short, a little squatter, a little bit thicker. That's a dwarf. I like her stance. She's pretty cool there. And she's 22 or 42, just in case I almost forget. But I do like it. She's unique. She could easily work for a cool special NPC. Like, you know, you go into a village, she's the only purple-haired person there. So it's like, oh, no. Maybe they call her Old Lady Purple because she's always got the purple hair. Really nice. I gotta like that. So let's get on to the final creature, and the one that I am super grateful for. But before I do, if you've gotten this far in the video, I thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, comment down below, and share this video. As you know, with all the YouTube algorithms that help the channel grow, it's greatly appreciated. Your pal Dracon thanks you. Now, let's get to the final mini. And there's the one I really wanted, the Jungle Drake. Number 28 of 42. Look at this big boy. He is a beast. And one that's really cool. I love his look. His serpentine cobra-esque style. Sorry, the camera's adjusting. The long little tongue. The wings. Now, this doesn't scream to me as just a drake. As we know, most drakes are flightless. However, Pathfinder luckily likes to make many drakes that do, such as the coastal drake, or the sea drake, the astral drake, the forest drake. All these creatures have wings, and this one can most likely at least glide, if not fly. But this doesn't scream drake to me. Look at that piercing tail, that spiked tail end. That looks more like a wyvern tail. Honestly, I would use this as a jungle wyvern, because look at it. It looks like a wyvern from D&D. It's got the cobra-esque neck, but just longer and more serpentine. After all, wyverns, some people call them flying snakes because they are venomous, poisonous, and they spear you with poison. I would easily rather use this for a jungle wyvern, an offset, which maybe it's more speedier than its opponents on land because its arms are more developed for land and tree climbing. So, like, personally, I wouldn't call this a jungle drake. They should have called this a jungle wyvern. Plus, their wyverns for the Pathfinder series seem to be more skinny and thinner, like the coastal wyvern that I've got from an older set. This is really cool, though. As usual, Dracon's got to get them dragons and dragon-esque beings. Yeah, so I won. Mawangi, you get a thumbs up in my opinion. Is this a 2 thumbs up? It's close. I'd say 1.5 thumbs. Overall, in star-wise, I'd say it's a 4-star. Not a 3, because I did get some cool creatures and stuff, but I'd say 4. It wasn't a full 5. We needed some more uniqueness going on here. Granted, every miniature was unique, but like some of their poses need to be more interesting to look at to make them even cooler looking. Like, for instance, that stalker, it needs to be more of like a hunched over. Maybe it's got like one arm up on a small little tree you built there for them to have like some interest there. Or, you know, maybe with that, oh man, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. The Chireuka warrior. Maybe a better pose that screams more warrior and not like startled thief stealing, you know. But otherwise, it's not bad. I like the selection. We got a nice drake here to end off with. It's really cool. So as always, guys, I thank you for tuning in. I'm going to see you next time. This is Dracon saying bye-bye and do all that stuff for YouTube to help out the channel. Peace.